Okay, solving equations by multiplication. I have an expression that is x divided by 3, which equals 5. So in the simplest terms, that means there is something, but you don't know what it is, and you're dividing it by 3, and when you do that calculation, it ends up being 5. If you look at the two-pan balance, you can imagine it being a bag of candy with 1/3 of a candy, 1 out of 3, which equals 5, and it balances out to 5. Remember that the fulcrum is the equal sign. So what we have to do is we have to figure out what a whole x is worth, or a whole bag of candy is worth. And we can't add or subtract because we don't have any of these on the other side of the two-pan balance. So because this is division and you have basically a fraction here, we can use the multiplication of fractions to make this a whole bag or a whole number. So we take x divided by 3, which equals 5, and we're going to change them into fractions. So any whole number can be turned into a fraction by putting 1 under. So now you have a fraction and a fraction. And then you're going to multiply each side by whatever fraction is required to make it whole. So in this case, because it's a third, you're going to multiply it by 3 over 1, or the inverse. And you're going to do that to both sides, and you can put brackets around it. From here, you have to realize the rules of multiplying by fractions. When you multiply by fractions, you multiply the numerators together and the denominators together. The numerators together and the denominators together. So on the top here, you get 3 times x. 3 times x is 3x. On the bottom, you have 1 times 3, so the denominator is 3. 5 times 3 becomes 15, and 1 times 1 is 1. What that looks like now over here is you have a situation where you have a two-pan balance, where you have essentially a bag of candy being multiplied by 3 with a third in it, and you have 5 over here being multiplied by 3. On this side, when you take a 3 and divide it by 3, so 3 times a third, you get a whole, 1 whole x. And because you have 3 times 5 is 15, you get your 15. So this now becomes 1 bag of candy, marked x. And over here you have the 3 times 5, or 3 groups of 5, which becomes 15. So basically you're taking a third of a bag and you're multiplying it by 3 to make it whole, which means you take the 5 and you times it by 3 to get 15. So if we take the 15 and we substitute it back in for the x, 15 divided by 3 is 5.